guys, and welcome to another daily finance news. Today, in other news, the impact of the Evergrande collapse. Recently, the bank seized cash from Evergrande amounting to 2 billion. Evergrande Group is an in-depth Chinese real estate developer who announced on Tuesday that there might be a delay in publishing its annual earnings. As the collapse of the giant developer threatens to spread to the whole of the real estate sector, Beijing is banking more than ever on the export industry, moving up market to the detriment of the service sector. The worst thing about the Omicron variant is that it's highly contagious, and China is finding out that the same goes for the real estate crises. The collapse of the giant developer Evergrande, which even a command economy as has been unable to contain, is spreading dangerously to the whole of the sector, and this will lead the Chinese authorities to completely rethink their growth model for the next decade. This is because the real estate does not only account for a fourth or 25% of China's GNP. GNP is not the same as GDP. GNP is the gross national product. That means it's used to calculate the total value of the goods and services produced by the residents of a country, no matter what their location. So, in this case, the Chinese. But for over 20 years, it has also been the main driving force behind domestic consumption by means of the wealth effect. It has been the overvaluation of real estate, estimated today at twice as high as overvaluation seen in the West, that has enabled the Chinese population, with a debt level now similar to the USA, to use loans to finance mass consumption. This scenario is now automatically reaching its limits in the absence of any future appreciation in real estate value. The new growth drivers should have come from digitization of services, but last summer the government stated that the pace of any future development of services would now echo that of political control of young people. In other words and simpler terms, the new Chinese generation is waking up and is more interested in discovering the metaverse than in the government propaganda. Very nice. So, the Chinese government is making a risky choice here. The blueprint that has been drawn up seems to be close to that of Germany or South Korea, whose per capita GNP is likely to be greater than that of France in only a few years' time. The export industry's move the export industry's move upwards should be in two priority areas: automation by means of artificial intelligence relayed by semiconductors, and decarbonization. That means the carbon capture being the next main target after success with the electric battery and solar and wind energy. In other news, some residents under lockdown in Shanghai say they are running out of food amid the city's biggest ever COVID outbreak. Residents are confined to their homes, banned from leaving for even essential reasons such as grocery shopping. Nearly 20,000 cases were reported on Thursday in China's biggest city, another near a record high. Officials have admitted the city is facing difficulties but say they are trying to improve this. We all know China and their information. Most of them lies. But public anger is also being stoked by other drastic measures such as removal of children from their parents if they test positive. Shanghai officials later responded by allowing parents who were also infected to accompany their children to isolation centers. However, according to a Reuters report, there are still complaints over children separated from parents who were not COVID positive. The city began another round of mandatory mass testing on Wednesday to identify and isolate every case. Shanghai residents who test positive can't isolate in their homes even if their conditions are mild or asymptomatic. They have to go to a mandatory quarantine facility, which critics say have become crowded and have subpar conditions. When Omicron first emerged in Shanghai a month ago, the city quarantined only certain compounds. Then, as the virus spread, officials last week implemented a staggered lockdown where the city was split into two and each half had separate measures. On Monday, the lockdown was extended indefinitely to cover the entire city of 25 million people. Strict rules mean most people have to order in food and water and wait for government drop-offs of vegetables, meat, and eggs. But the lockdown extension has overwhelmed delivery services, grocery shop websites, and even the distribution of government supplies. Many delivery personnel are also in lockdown areas, leading to an overall decrease in delivery capacity. Locals in some areas of the city say they've been completely cut off. Like these situations, guys, are unbearable. And I've seen some TikToks where people shout it out of the buildings because they are not content with how the government is working. I'll keep you updated on this subject. So, guys, thank you for watching my video. And if you enjoy this type of content, I would love for you to subscribe. And I know my editing is not on point, but I will do my best to improve that in the future and give you better and better videos. So, have a good day, further night, or whatever it is. And I love you all.